Hi, my name is Debbie. Thanks for joining us today for Fitness Friday. This is my daughter, Brooklyn. I'm a nutrition and health education specialist for University of Missouri Extension. I work in 3 counties in the northwest corner of the state, so I serve Atchison, Holt, and Nottoway counties. And today, Brooklyn and I are going to demonstrate an exercise. But before we do that, we want to get our muscles warmed up. So we're just going to start by stepping side to side. And you can swing your arms a little bit as you do this. Warming up before you exercise is always a good idea because it gets your heart just gradually pumping a little bit harder. And when that happens, it can push more blood and oxygen out to our muscles to prepare those for exercise. So stepping side to side is something that's really easy to do. You could also walk in place, kind of bring those knees up, get those arms swinging, and that will do the same thing where it just kind of gradually gets your heart pumping a little bit harder and gets extra blood and oxygen out to your muscles. So today the exercise that we're going to do also is going to use our arms. So we're also going to do some arm swings. And to do these, you just put your arms out to the side about shoulder height and don't go back past your shoulders. And then you can bring those in and back out again. So they're just arm swings. I try to vary it up by changing the hand that I have on top. That also kind of challenges your brain a little bit as you do that because you kind of have to think about it. So that's just a good way to warm up your arms. Okay, so we'll do a few of these. And the exercise that we're going to show you today is a plank. So to get into plank position, you get down on the floor as if you're going to do a push-up. And when you do a plank, it's just really important to have good body alignment. So Brooklyn has her shoulder and her elbow and her wrist all in a line, and that's the body posture that we want. So you always want your shoulders over your wrists. She's got a really straight back. She's not letting her stomach droop. You don't want to let your stomach droop and have your back sagging. So you want to have that back straight. She wants to have her head lined up with her spine, and she wants to have her chin up off her chest. You want to let that chin be up off your chest so that you keep that airway open and you can breathe. A lot of people tend to tense up during exercise, especially if it's hard, and they might hold their breath. But you actually need to keep breathing, and it's actually easier to do a harder exercise if you can breathe throughout it. So it's really important to keep that chin up off the chest and keep that airway open. Brooklyn has her water with her, and I'm glad to see that because it's also really important to stay hydrated during exercise. Sometimes you may not even feel thirsty, but if you're exercising, you probably need to hydrate. So it's always good to bring water with you whenever you're exercising. So let's show you a couple other things. There are some variations to the plank. So you could do a plank on your knees. And if you do that, just make sure again that you have good alignment. So shoulder, elbow, and wrists all in a straight line. Head in a line with the spine. And make sure your back is straight. When you do this on your knees, you may even need to lean forward a little bit. Just be sure that you're not creeping backward or compensating, drooping forward too much, trying to take pressure off your back. Keep that back in really a good straight alignment. So that's one option. Another option is to come back onto your feet and then go to your elbows. Some people might find that that's an easier plank position. And again, just make sure that you keep your body straight as you do that, and you'll still get good benefits from the exercise. A plank exercise is really good because it just uses your body weight. So you can do it basically anywhere. You really don't need any equipment other than you might need a mat, especially if you're going to be on your knees and you need to cushion your knees. But if you don't have a mat, you could do it on the carpet or on a rug. So it's just a great body weight exercise that uses lots of different muscles that you can do basically anywhere without any equipment. So Brooklyn and I will show you one more variation, and that's a wall plank. So this might be the easiest type of plank. So if you feel like you're at a beginner level and you want to build up your strength, you might start with a wall plank. So you just get into that push-up position again, and Again, make sure you have that good body alignment where your head is in line with your spine, your back is straight. When you do the wall plank, you may notice that it works your arms and your shoulders a little bit more, but you're going to get good use of all your muscles when you do that. Another thing you really want to do when you do a plank, and Brooklyn, I'll ask you to get back down on the floor in plank position, is you want to really engage your core. When we talk about your core, we're talking about your abdominal muscles, but also your back muscles. So it's really this whole section around your middle is your core. And to do a good plank, you want to be pulling your belly button back towards your spine. So that's not something you'll be able to see Brooklyn doing, but when you try a plank for yourself, you can feel that you're doing that. So you pull your belly button towards your spine, and that really engages your abdominal muscles and your back muscles so that you can really work on strengthening your core. Core strength is really important because your core provides a lot of stability for your body. So that helps you with balance. It also helps decrease the risk of getting injured when you're doing other exercises and other movements. If your core is strong, that will help prevent injury. So it is a really good muscle group to work on, and a plank is a really good way to strengthen those core muscles. So we like planks. They work lots of different muscles in our bodies. They're simple to do. I wouldn't say they're easy to do, but it's a simple exercise. And so today we want to challenge you guys to plank with us for 30 seconds. So we're going to get down into plank position. We're going to start the timer and we're going to plank for 30 seconds. So if you want to, go ahead and join us. Okay, so I started the clock. Just make sure you have really good body alignment. Make sure that you are pulling your belly button into your spine, keeping your back straight. Your shoulders should be over your wrists. Your head should be in alignment with your spine. Your chin should be off your chest. Make sure that you're breathing throughout the exercise. And this is really something you can do at any age. So it's good for everyone to try. Okay, and we made it, 30 seconds. So thanks for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed that. And now we're going to show you how to make a treat. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that plank challenge. Thanks for doing that with us. We're going to now have a recovery treat since we did a hard exercise. Now we get to treat ourselves. So we're going to make a banana berry smoothie. And this is a recipe that you can find on the foodhero.org website. It's also posted with this video, so you can find it there. And we're just going to put some ingredients in our blender. And so we've got a cup of sliced banana. And bananas are, of course, a fruit. And so they're going to provide us some natural sugar, which gives us some energy. And yes, Brooklyn, you can just leave that last bit in there, or here's a spatula you can use to help you with that. So bananas have some natural sugar. They're going to give us some energy. And bananas also have good fiber for us, which is good for our body. That's a really good advantage to eating a whole fruit and eating the fruit itself rather than in juice form. Especially if we eat like an apple with a peel, that gives us a lot of fiber, and fiber is good for our body. It keeps our digestive system cleaned out, and that's healthy for us. So fiber is a good thing. Fiber also helps us to feel full, which is nice. So if we can eat fruit and feel full, it might stop us from eating other foods that aren't as good for us. So maybe it'll stop us from eating potato chips or a candy bar, things that have a lot of sugar and fat that aren't really good for us. So that's another good thing about fruit that has fiber in it. Bananas also have a lot of potassium. And some of you may think, oh, potassium is good for cramping. If my muscles cramp up, I need potassium. You hear that a lot. And that may be true. Actually, staying hydrated can help with cramping. That's probably one of the biggest reasons people get cramps is that they're not well hydrated. But potassium can also help regulate your blood pressure. And that's really important because if we get high blood pressure, it can lead to other heart problems that are dangerous for us. So having enough potassium is important so that we can regulate that blood pressure. So we're also going to put in a cup of berries, and this is just a frozen berry mix. It's got strawberries, blackberries, blueberries, and raspberries. So I liked that it was a mixture of berries. I also like that there's no added sugar. So when you look on the ingredient list, it's strictly the berries. So those berries are, again, going to give us lots of fiber. There's no added sugar. They're going to give us some calcium, some potassium, and some vitamin C. And you can get all that information by reading the nutrition facts label on the back of the package. So we talked about potassium and how it helps regulate blood pressure. We talked about fiber, but vitamin C is also really important for us. Vitamin C helps keep us healthy, and vitamin C can actually help boost our immune system, which is really important to help us fight off sickness. So we're getting a lot of that in our fruit. We're also going to add a cup of orange juice, and that orange juice, again, will be packed with vitamin C. And we're also going to add a cup of milk. We're using 2% milk today, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the difference in milks. So milk is great for us. It's a great drink because it has a lot of calcium that's healthy for our bones, and we need that throughout our lifetime. Calcium helps build bone. It also performs some other functions within our bodies. So if we don't have enough calcium, our body compensates for that by pulling calcium out of our bones. And that can make our bones weak and eventually maybe cause a condition called osteoporosis, which isn't good for us. So we want to constantly throughout our lifetime be getting plenty of calcium. When you choose a milk, you may have noticed that you have lots of different choices, that you might choose whole milk, 2% milk, 1% milk, or skim milk. And I wanted to just explain the difference between all those milks really quickly. No matter which milk you choose, you're getting the same amount of calcium. So I think it's really important to understand that. But if you choose whole milk, none of the natural fat that's in that milk has been taken out. So it's got a high fat content. That's good for younger children because they need that fat for their brain development. But even after the age of 1, having that extra fat really isn't as beneficial. And the older we get, having that saturated fat isn't good for our hearts. So that's when you might think about cutting it down. So 2% has half the amount of fat as whole milk, 1% has even less fat, and 0%, or it might be called skim milk or non-fat milk, doesn't have any animal fat in it. So that would actually be the healthiest choice. If you're drinking non-fat milk, you're not getting any bad fat, but you're still getting as much calcium as if you drank whole milk. And again, it's really important to continue to get calcium throughout our lifetimes. So this is just a really healthy smoothie. It's got lots of great ingredients in it. And we are going to let you guys take a pause while we blend this up so you don't have to hear all that. So we will continue in just a second. Okay, so that was actually really quick. Remember, of course, to always put your lid on your blender or you'll have a huge mess. But that blended up really quickly and really easily. I love how colorful it is. I'm going to pour some of this out so that Brooklyn can take a taste, and she's going to tell you guys what she thinks. Well, it's good. Okay, does it need any sugar or does it taste sweet?
No, the fruit is plenty of sugar.
Very good. The natural sugar. Yeah. Very good. So a nice, healthy, tasty treat to reward yourself after you exercise. We hope you guys will try the recipe out. Again, the recipe instructions are posted with this video. And we hope you guys enjoyed Fitness Friday. Remember that physical activity and healthy eating are really important to keep you healthy and active. So take care, and we'll see you next time.